to make up grades, Caroline Fenton. The one time of my life I'm not scared of grade day because we get to give them out. So we're going to grade some of the performances from over the weekend around the landscape of preseason football. Let's say loud and proud from the outset that Shedeur Sanders gets an A+ from both of us. We spent a lot of time today praising him, covering him, and talking about what it means. Caroline and I are both giving him the big, fat, huge A+. So now that we've already covered Shedeur, let's look at some of the other performances, especially from rookie quarterbacks. I'll give you Jaxson Dart coming up on this one. Jaxson Dart came out 12-19, 154, and a touchdown. Really nice touchdown that everybody keeps showing with people at his feet, stepped around the throw. It was a really nice moment. Kind of a B+ moment for me. I look, he didn't get into the game right away, and you sort of have the qualifiers on a vanilla defense, all those things. Missed a couple of throws early, I think nerves. But after that, I mean, Jaxson settled down. I still feel like Jaxson has a really good shot at being an early season difference maker for the Giants, or at least starter for the Giants. And I didn't see anything in this game that made me think otherwise. So I give him a B+.
I don't disagree with you. I think he's right kind of in that B range. I mean, 12-19, 154, one touchdown, no picks. Like, good, solid outing. 19 pass attempts. He also showed off his athleticism a little bit. 3 carries, 24 yards. He had a beautiful throw to Lil Jordan Humphreys in the end zone. He had a near pick on, I believe it was his second pass attempt of the second drive. That got tipped at the line of scrimmage. So maybe we're having a different conversation if, in fact, that defender comes down with it. But they didn't. I think you saw some good things from Jaxson Dart. I think, like you mentioned, he had a couple of misses, at least, late in the opportunities that he got. Overall, I think it was enough for Giants fans to feel excited and encouraged for what he can turn into. Solid B territory, B range. I totally agree with you. Looking at, I think, the most under-talked about first overall pick probably in the history in the National Football League. Looking at Cam Ward, especially for a quarterback. I'm looking at Cam Ward in his debut. I think he was kind of in that same Jaxson Dart range. I would give him a solid B. Only 8 pass attempts. So, you're not really working with much there. 5 of 8, 67 yards, no touchdowns, no picks. Again, just like we saw from Jaxson Dart, we saw a near pick from Cam Ward in that second drive. Like, he just underthrew the receiver, and the defender didn't come down with it. So that was in his second drive after a 3 and out. So maybe if we're talking about a 3 and out and an interception, it's a much different story, and it's a much different grade for Cam Ward. But I have a rule that nobody gets in trouble for something that they didn't do or that hasn't happened yet. And it wasn't a pick. Probably a little bit lucky there. I think we saw some athleticism from Cam Ward. We saw some great throws from Cam Ward. I think that Calvin Ridley-Cam Ward connection is going to be really special this year. So we saw some good from there, and then some things that Cam Ward absolutely needs to work on. I think my biggest takeaway, though, Fitz, is the Titans' issues go much further than having a rookie quarterback. They can't run block. They make stupid penalties. Overall, I think Cam Ward had a B to B- day. I just wanted to see a little bit more than 8 pass attempts.
Yeah, I fault Callahan for not letting him rip it a little bit more on that one. The Titans are just, I don't love much about where that organization is, but I'm with you. It sort of feels like a B range for Cam Ward. We've got to see more to give him a better grade. I also try to be as fair as I can. This is so early in the process, but Tyler Shough is the next quarterback up, and Tyler had a rough game. Spencer Rattler came out and said he feels like he's been the best quarterback on the field, and watching that, like the eye test, as they say in college football all the time, Spencer Rattler looked far more in control, as we should expect, because Tyler Shough is a rookie. It's just hard when you're a rookie that's like 8,322 years old. So the grace that we usually have for rookies developing isn't quite the same. Shough just wasn't there. I mean, he had a pick 6 that was just a bad throw. A couple other throws that could have gone the other way. Like, I think Saints fans had their first little sense of panic, because when you take a quarterback in the second round, you think, yeah, he could be the guy. Like, he's going to step in and be the guy. I'm really curious to see how it goes with Tyler Shough overall. I guess I'll give him a C- because it's the first preseason game and nobody gets an F, but that's the only reason that it's a C-.
Yeah, I'm with you on the grade. I disagree. I don't think Spencer Rattler was the better quarterback on Sunday. We got sacked 3 times. His final stat line was 7 for 11, 53 yards, no touchdowns, no picks. Like Spencer Rattler wasn't good. So I guess The good for Tyler Shough was I at least thought he looked better than Spencer Rattler, and the bad is he didn't look good. So, I mean, like, yeah, I guess you can take what you can get there. Not a whole lot of reason for optimism in that Saints quarterback room. Tyler Shough gets the C- from me because of the death pick six. You just can't make that throw in the NFL. I'll give him a little bit of credit. He came back in that next series and he had a beautiful 53-yard touchdown pass. So he didn't let the
nice.
pick six get to him. It was a beautiful throw. The receiver was wide open. He had a very clean pocket from a great block from Clyde Edwards-Helaire there. So some good and some really, really bad. So overall, I think Saints fans are stepping out of Sunday's game and saying, wow, we feel bad about this team and we should have felt bad about this team.
Yeah, and loving, at this point, the fact that Archie says Arch isn't going to come out of Texas. Like, Saints fans have nothing this week that makes them happy. I also,
what
to your
makes
point,
them happy is if Arch comes out in 2026, well, the Saints will still be bad then. So
oh,
that's
God.
something to look
All right,
forward to.
what about, give me Travis Hunter. I know he's not a quarterback, but all eyes are on Travis Hunter. What did you think there?
Yeah, it's hard for me to give Travis Hunter a grade because I don't think I saw enough from him. You're seeing there offensively 11 snaps, 2 receptions, 9 yards. Defensively, he had 8 snaps. He had 1 missed tackle defensively. But really, the quarterbacks weren't throwing in Travis Hunter's way, at least defensively when he was playing corner. So it's really hard to get a full, fair, true evaluation from Travis Hunter. But I think the fact that he played 19 snaps and it was almost a clear, division, half offense, half defense, just a little bit more offense sprinkled in there, I think is enough to say that Travis Hunter, potentially very much so can do this. And maybe the Jags' plan is to play him pretty close to 50-50 offensively and defensively. My biggest takeaway is probably he showed more offensively, at least in one preseason game, than he did defensively. And with an offensive-minded head coach and Liam Cohen, that's probably how they're going to use Travis Hunter, at least early. But just, it's hard, Fitz. You didn't even see that much from him.
Yeah, I think there's an element of until somebody tries to pick on him, we have no idea. And there's a growth at corner that has to happen from getting picked on. So we may not even get a lot of that throughout the course of the preseason. I don't know. So I'm with you. It's like fine. It's an A because he was on the field on both sides of the field, but it's also an incomplete because we didn't really see anything on either side of the field that gives us an indication. We did see one incredible thing from the preseason that deserves kickers getting a little love. Cam Little with a 70-yard field goal, a 70-yarder. If it had been in a regular season game, it would have been the longest kick in field goal history in the league. Like 70-yarders in the preseason. Caroline, that gets an A++++. Like, you want to talk about going out there and just winning the job. Like, that's a moment that everybody says, good for you.
You got to create a new scale of big kick energy there. I mean, A++++ Cam Little, and bull crap if it happened in a regular season game, it would be the longest field goal in NFL history. Bull crap. Let it count. A kick is a kick. We'll put an asterisk on a quarterback's performance or, an offensive or a defensive player's performance in the preseason because you might be going up at the 2s and the 3s and it might not be, we got to win now kind of game plan. A kick is a kick. And it happened in Jacksonville. It's not like it happened in Denver where you're getting a little bit of help from the atmosphere. No, it's sticky and humid in Jacksonville in August. The fact that he hit a 70-yarder and also had a little bit of room there. He wasn't just barely squeaking over the uprights. No, he made it and it was very clear and he had some room to grow on there. So let it count. It's not like he was going up. It's not like a quarterback's performance against the 3s defensively. A kick is a kick, and he made it. Let it count, Roger. Let it count.
I mean, the other staggering part of this is with the new touchback rule giving you the ball at the 35, there is an element, as was pointed out on Twitter X, that all the Jags will have to do in the regular season is get 13 yards on a drive, and they're within Cam Little's range. Now, I don't know if they're going to willy-nilly go for a 70-yarder in the middle of the regular season. The repercussions for missing that are pretty staggering, but the NFL Rules Committee is going to have to keep an eye on this. If we start to get to a spot where kickers can make 65 to 70-yard kicks, the more they push these touchbacks out, the more they're going to have to consider what that means for points in the league and whether or not that's the right approach. Because it's crazy to think that the Jags offense, 13 yards, 3 points.
Crazy. And look, I think that Liam Cohen, if there is a game, the Jags are very comfortably in the lead, that they're going to win this game. Let's say they're up 10 and there's 2 minutes left in the game. and you're, let's say you're in the range of Cam Little kicking a 70-yarder, do it. Go out and do it. You're going to win the game. Just let him get the opportunity to make it count.